Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Gaskins here. Give me 1 second here. Now, I want to pop on and do a little chat. Now, as some of you know, I played football in college, so sports but that wasn't my first love. It was basketball, and I was a better basketball player than football player, but didn't play basketball my senior year and too short to play basketball. This right here. And so I've been working with professional athletes and coaches since 2010 with pro athletes. And then, 1 second. Man, what did I do? Y'all forgive me. Get my computer set up here. Okay. There we go. Got this thing, when it be streaming, it be running slow. But I really popped on here to film this so I don't have to film it and then upload it, because I got my call starting early today. Normally I get started on my coaching calls at 2, but today starting at 1. But wanting to pop on here because seeing this right here, and I think this is a lesson for us all, a huge lesson for every man and woman in the world, because once again we see, remember we talked about on here, we talked about the Michigan State coach. Now, this is also, which a lot of times we don't see, that underlying cooking that be going, that home cooking that be happening, because I cannot think of, I know it has happened, because there was a gentleman in the NBA that, yes, it was an NBA executive who ironically is a great guy, in my opinion. You know, a great guy. He actually is who basically gave me my first job with an NBA team. And he was later found to be in an inappropriate relationship, and he was married with children. And what was heartbreaking for me is that my wife and I had got some custom made onesies for his babies. I think they were twins, and mailed him the custom made onesies with the twins' name on it. And this wasn't a black man. He was Colombian, and he was found, I believe, in an inappropriate relationship when at his NBA job as an NBA executive, and he was fired, and then now he's rehired with another NBA team. And it was a much, lighter case. It was not talked about as much because he wasn't a coach or a player. And then we saw, I believe, the inappropriate relationship with M.A. Udoka, who is the longtime lover of Nia Long, which was also awkward for me because Nia Long followed me on Twitter. and never talked to her. But I just thought that, like, man, every black man, and when I say every, I say that loosely, but I'm thinking like every black man talk about how much they are attracted to Nia Long, and then here go MA, got Nia Long, and goes and have an inappropriate relationship. If I'm not mistaken, that was him when he was at the Boston Celtics, and then he is now, I believe, with the Houston Rockets, if I'm not mistaken, who is the team that gave me my first NBA job as a team life coach. So I have been in the trenches for over a decade on the pro level, working with pro athletes and coaches and seeing the behind the scenes and everything that comes with it. And it is a lot of stress. It's a high intense, high stress environment because every day your job is on the line. And I never forget having a conversation with a front office about some things that I was feeling and some things that we were talking about, that I was talking about with the players. And the next day, the head coach was fired. And I'm like, wow, like, did that have anything to do with the conversation I just had with the front office? And I was completely blown. But just to see that a coach really wasn't doing anything wrong and got fired just on the humbug. And so it's high stress. It is a lot of stress. And in those type of environments, there is not a lot of faithfulness. From the players to the coaches, it's not a lot of faithfulness. You would assume, you don't really know for a fact, but you just assume with this amount of stress, guys might be getting into some stuff. And nobody finna come out and tell on themselves. But I remember one time an NBA player, he was in a relationship and he was talking to me and he said, he said, I don't kiss and tell. He said, if I ever did something behind my lady back on the road, he was like, I wouldn't even tell these clowns. And he was talking about his teammates. He was like, they wouldn't even know what I got going on. And I was like, that's interesting. Like, that he realized, you can't kiss and tell. And here we have this coach who climbed the ranks, been with Michigan since 2018, and he climbed the ranks, become the head coach, and it is alleged that his executive assistant is who he was having the affair with. Now, I don't know how credible this here site is. I don't know how credible this here site is on the pop rant. And they asking, was Michigan coach Sherrone Moore's mistress Paige Shiver friends with his wife Kelly? New claim surfaces amid pregnancy rumors. Sherrone Moore's firing and arrest have spiraled into a full-blown scandal with allegations of an affair, workplace misconduct, and a police investigation, all hitting at once. Social media has only amplified the chaos, fueling unverified rumors about his assistant Paige Shiver and her ties to his wife. Now, they say Paige took and deleted her, or deactivated her Instagram. So if that's the case, that could say a little something. The American football world is reeling from a fresh scandal. Former Michigan coach and ex-player Sherrone Moore was arrested Wednesday, just hours after being fired over an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Fans were quick to connect the dots, with all the signs pointing to his executive assistant, Paige Shiver, who also happens to be the daughter of Chicago Bears executive Jeff Shiver. Now, I ain't know that now. Little dude. Boy, Jeff ready to swan dive into some concrete, boy. Jeff done had it, boy. Jeff over there like, what the world, girl? I done put you in play, Jeff. If you see this, cause what your daughter got going on, bring me on in there to work with your coaches and players, so you don't have to go through the same thing. And Jeff, get your life together. Make sure y'all doing the right thing, because this right here, this is something. This is something here. And man, so her data executive. So now she bringing shame, and it might not be her, but the fact that her name is all up in it, because you know somebody close to the situation have probably leaked her name to the situation. Probably done leaked her name because they knew what was going on. While the arrest itself stunned the sports world, it's the affair that's blowing up online. The father of 3, this was disgusting. 39 was allegedly cheating on his wife, Kelly Moore, with his assistant, and according to social media speculation, the 2 women were actually friends. Why was Sherrone Moore fired? Sherrone Moore was fired at the university after the university learned he'd allegedly been involved in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, violating workplace conduct rules and breaching the ethical standards expected of a head coach. Reports suggest the situation became impossible for Michigan to ignore once evidence of the relationship surfaced internally, prompting officials to immediately remove him from his role. The school viewed the behavior as a serious lapse in judgment and a threat to the program's integrity, ultimately leading to his dismissal. Because he was fired for cause, Michigan won't owe most of his contract buyout, which was worth millions. Moore's dismissal followed a broader pattern of controversy, including a prior NCAA issues during a sign stealing scandal. Why was Sherrone Moore arrested? Moore was detained by the police shortly after being fired after authorities were called to investigate an alleged assault in Pittsfield Township, Michigan. He was taken into custody around 8:30 p.m. on December 10th, that's yesterday, and booked into the Washtenaw County Jail, where he remained as of 10:30 p.m. with no charges listed, according to online court records. Earlier in the afternoon, Pittsfield Township Police responded to a report of an alleged assault at 4:10 p.m., roughly 30 minutes before Michigan announced his termination. Police confirmed the suspect had been detained but did not identify him, noting the incident wasn't random and posed no threat to the public. The case is now with prosecutors as the investigation moves forward. Was Paige Shiver friends with Moore's wife, Kelly? Amid the cheating rumors, social media has completely taken off with speculation. One detail that really set people off was the idea that Paige might have actually been friends with Moore's wife. As soon as the scandal broke, fans started digging through Paige's Instagram, and they noticed something surprising. She and Kelly were following each other, even though Moore himself wasn't following his own wife. That discovery only added fuel to the already messy situation. Another detail that stunned the fans was the discovery that the former Michigan coach was following tons of Instagram models and thirst trap pages, yet somehow wasn't following his own wife. It didn't take long for people online to point out just how bad that looked in light of everything else going on. Sherrone Moore's wife and alleged mistress were following each other on Instagram. Got to keep your enemies closer. Got to keep your enemies close. Is Paige Shiver pregnant? Amid all the chaos, another rumor has exploded online claiming that Paige Shiver might be pregnant. There's zero verified reporting to back this up, but internet sleuths are also pushing an unconfirmed claim that Moore allegedly pressured her into an and gave her an unusually large 55% raise. I read that somewhere now. None of these details have been substantiated, but that hasn't stopped social media from running with speculation. Now, and social media be lying, but now here's the thing. Here go his wife. Okay, Paige is here. Paige, as we've been talking about looks compatibility, his wife is looks compatible to him. He is unfortunately what black guys in America has deemed a lame brother, a lame black guy. And the reason why is just why that happens when it comes to looks compatibility. And listen, y'all, I know this don't make no sense. It just is what it is. He is a little gummy. And so having a little gums, and he got as much gums as he got teeth. And when he's sort of smiling, you see a lot of gums. So what that means is that takes him out of the looker category. And then him not looking ugly enough, not looking mean enough, guys will assume that he lame, the same way they do me. If you don't look ugly, you are assumed to be less athletic, less tough, less cool, more of a square, more of a lame. Now, I could look and see that he doesn't have any like swag. He ain't got no real swag about himself. So therefore, that leads me to believe, as someone who reads pictures all day in coaching sessions, it leads me to believe that he is heavy into the nasty movies. He heavy into the nasty movies. That's what it leads me to believe. And what it also leads me to believe is if he was following a lot of thirst trappers as a head coach, because this is the thing what you got to realize and understand as a head coach of a storied university, everybody gonna be checking who you following. And so, and you can't help it to a degree because women post how they want to post. I follow a lot of my clients. I follow all of my clients. If I pull up their page on our call and they follow me, I'll follow them back. And that come in all kind of looks and shapes and sizes and all of that. So you can't control what somebody posts, and it's Instagram. So a lot of times you just following out of just especially if you know the person. Now, if you don't know somebody and you follow them, they ought to be an influencer, like a positive, like real world influencer, or a celebrity, something of that, like something they're adding value. So it's people that I follow on Instagram that I don't know personally, but they're influencer. They got tens of thousands of followers, and I would like to be their life coach. I want to be an influencer to influencers because that impacts the culture. He's a coach. He's not a life coach. So he has no reason to be following a bunch of thirst trapping women. No reason at all. But if you follow thirst trapping women online, meaning, and I'm not talking about personal trainers, because some of their posts could be seen as thirst trapping, but they actually make money by their physique and their bodies. I ain't talking about that. What I'm talking about is thirst trappers who just show their chest, men or women. They just showing their chest, showing they body, showing off, and it's not how they make money. It's just, look at me, I look good. Look at their booty, look at these breasts, look at this, I look good. Now, it's even worse if you follow somebody like that and she got an OnlyFans or something like that right there. So he following thirst trap accounts is absolutely no reason to do that when he could get a whole nother cell phone, create a back page, and then follow them thirst trap accounts. What it leads me to believe, if he following thirst trap accounts, that it most likely could have been him trying to slide off in them DMs and put a little wood on some of these women because he got head coach of Michigan in his bio. Now, the other thing about this is when I went and I seen his page, this is what's so upsetting, and this is why we taking hits. This is why we taking a lot of hits, because of stuff like this. So you got this guy, and here's his verified account. And see, he's not even that big and famous because he only got 45,000 followers. Like, my wife is not an influencer, and she got more followers than he got. And he the head coach on Instagram, and he the head coach of the University of Michigan football, well, former. And it's a head football coach, Christ follower. That's what upset me, man. And that's that right there. I literally could flip this table over right now, like Jesus did in that temple. Like I'm ready to just grab it. Yeah, flip this thing over. Bro, if you cheating on your wife, why would you put Christ follower? Like, don't drag the Holy Lamb of God into your foolishness. Like, Jesus sitting up there like, minding his business, dropping blessings on us that's faithful to our wives. The Lord trying to drop me a blessing, and here you got his name in your mouth, all on your bio, Christ follower. Jesus like, hello, brother. Ye follow me? Odie, know you. Sherrone, like, calm down. Like, what you got going on? You in this all right, this here right every day? I don't know you like that, playboy. Calm down. Now you calling on me from that jail cell. Take me out your bio. That's what the Lord's saying. Take me out your bio and live right before you put me in. And that's why I try to tell y'all, like, listen, don't bring God into it, because the price you pay is greater. If you have a scripture in your bio right now and you are in fornication, go remove it right now. You are inviting damnation upon your life. You cannot play with God. If your sin involves another person, see, and let me help you understand this. If your sin only involves you, nobody knows but you and God. Meaning, if you're masturbating and you're lusting, nobody knows that but you and God. So you are cutting off the Holy Spirit. You cutting off your blessings, but only nobody know about that is you and God. When you take and you involve another person into your sin and you fornicating, now you playing in God's face. Now you playing with God's name. So here go, let's say it's the young lady page. It might not be. Let's say it's her. It's somebody. He had an inappropriate affair. We don't know who it is. This unverified. It could have been a man. We don't know who it was. But people speculating this page. His executive assistant. They say she got a 55% raise. We don't know if that's true. If that's true, you automatically, especially the fact that Paige is not unattractive. If Paige got a 50 to 55% raise, you automatically letting the athletic director know that you putting wood on her. That you are her plumber. You letting the athletic director, if you go and give an executive assistant a 50% raise, that's a red flag. So let's hope that didn't happen. Let's hope that is a lie, because that's a dead giveaway. If I'm the athletic director and you come in here holler about you finna give an assistant a 50% raise, no. That's a $40,000 a year job. 50% means she going to 60%. Being at University of Michigan, it could have been $80,000 a year. $80,000 a year means she going to 120 a year. Listen, absolutely not. And I'm hoping it's not the Page lady, because if she was friends with his wife, that's unfortunate. And they saying they checking who he following. They checking who he following now. And so, oh Lord, he follow Brenda Tracy, who got Michigan State coach fired, because Michigan State, and she follow me. Michigan State coach lost 90 or 95 million. Lost 90 or 95 million because of Brenda Tracy. He follow another woman that follow me. He follow another woman that follow me. There's a lot of these women follow me. And a lot of them follow me. This one right here, do she got clothes on? What she got? Oh, she a personal trainer. I'm like, man, got a lot of hams out back there. And it's a white woman. All the women he follow that follow me. Okay. All right, he follow an NFL player that follow me. I ain't know he follow me, so I'm going to follow him back. Nah. Okay, he follow this sister here. He like him a white woman now. One thing about that brother, Sherrone, he like him a white woman now. And she pretty. She is pretty. What look like she do hair? Okay, she graduated. I'm going to follow her back because she an influencer. Look like her son look like he got some blight in him. Look like she might got a blight, man. But yeah. She got the lips. Oh, her guy look like a former NBA player. Okay. Yeah, that look like the former NBA. Yeah, that's the NBA player. So see, he follows some folks now. I don't know if she married, but she ain't got that. A lot of times they'll put that in the bio. If they have mom in there, they'll put wife in there if they got mom in there. And so now all this right here finna be under scrutiny. All this finna be under scrutiny. And here he is at the highest level. And it's like, sir, you at the highest level. Like, man, it's folks that will kill to be a head coach of Michigan. Like, I don't care how much. I don't care who it is around you. It ain't no booty in the world worth millions. Because see, this the thing what you got to realize is when it come to these here, he got the University of Michigan basketball coach, assistant coach, follow me. I ain't know that, so I'm gonna follow him back. I'm finding people to follow back that follow me that I ain't know. Sir, bring me in there to talk to you and your coaches so y'all don't end up like y'all football coach. And so here it is to where this brother, they owe him another $12 million. And then he go and get into an inappropriate relationship with somebody as a married man. So to the athletic director department, that tells them you can't be trusted because they say they feel like that is a major lapse in judgment. So they like, if you will make a lapse in judgment that will cause you to cheat on your wife and your 3 daughters, because you're not just cheating on your wife, you cheating on your 3 daughters. So you have 4 women in your life. 4 women that is looking up to you. 4 women that love you with all of their heart, all of their life. And you go and you cheat on your wife and your 3 daughters. So that let the University of Michigan know, if you will cheat on them, then you will cheat on us. That let Michigan know, yes, you was guilty of play call stealing, or what you got suspended for, because you was 100% guilty, and that's why you got suspended. And you're gonna do something else that's stupid, that's gonna cost us a championship, cost us a season, cost us. So a lot of people looking like, oh, on one side you would think if they really wanted him, they'll cover it up. But that's not the case, because I seen a white man get fired. who was an executive at a NBA club that he practically built and put together and had them in a good position. And he got fired for an inappropriate relationship. So they, at the end of the day, nobody is worth them millions and millions of dollars and the school name and brand and reputation. So they gonna let you go. They're gonna let you go, white, black, or purple. But here's the thing. The black man you seen, and this is why I try to tell men, and this is why I get so frustrated, and that's why I try to tell y'all. When y'all be like, Tony, talk to the men, talk to the men. Now do you see why? Now do you see why? Guys be coming to me, Tony, why you don't have more videos for men? Now do you see why? Now do you see why? Women don't even listen. So if a man is more hard-headed than a woman, then you know a man ain't gonna listen. So I just on here, I'm talking to God. So that when I meet God, he could say, well done, my good and faithful servant. You was obedient. You talked about the stuff that I told you to talk about to help people get their life in order. It's on them if they listen or not. You did what I told you to do. But see, this is the thing. If I am a head coach, and especially if I'm a black man, and I look across the landscape and I see that there's not a lot of black coaches, and I see that an older black man than me was dealing with a white woman who might be biracial, was dealing with a white woman at Michigan State and had an inappropriate phone call with her and was allegedly touching himself on the phone call and breathing hard in the call. And the lady told the school, they fired that coach and he lost $95 million. $95 million he lost because he was fired with cause. What you have to realize is when you're in certain positions that people don't even want you in, and historically people who look like you have not been in that position, and the majority of people in that position don't look like you, you have to be 3 times as careful. It is absolutely stupid to be in a position like that and to let your ding-a-ling take over. And see, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, and this is what I'm tell y'all men. You got to stop watching porn. You have got to stop watching porn. I don't care what you got to do. If you got to go 40 days without eating and drinking lemon water, salt water for your electrolytes, lay your butt down somewhere and break that addiction of that porn. You have got to stop watching that porn, because that is what will get you warped in your brain to make you fumble 12 million or 95 million. So now we got 2 black men that single-handedly in their cities where they from could have rewired the whole structure of black youth. Like when you make millions a year, you literally could go in your city and start a community center that allows all of these young kids to come in here and play basketball, pickleball, whatever ball, get on computers, do their homework. If I get $2 million extra, and then just having that name, you can raise money. Having a name as a head coach of a storied program anywhere in the country, you can take and start a nonprofit and raise millions of dollars. You could do one dinner a year and raise 10 million plus and have the dopest, bombest, best in the rural community center for all of these youth. And you could rewrite stories. You could change generations with that type of money. And then here, these men get in here, and for a little bit of sex, they fumble millions. Man, listen, I ain't even got millions on the line, and I'm faithful to my wife without having millions on the line. It's like I can't wrap my head around being paid millions and to cheat on my wife. That makes no sense whatsoever. It absolutely makes no sense. And this is what I've been trying to tell y'all. That's why I don't waste my breath with too many videos on men, because I am a man. And I know that men are stupid. We do stupid stuff. We do stuff that don't make sense. And the only time we change is for God and our woman. We do not change for another man. We don't change for our daddy. Sherrone Moore might have a dad. I have a dad. I slept with over 100 women by the age of 21, and I was raised every single day in the household by my dad. We do stupid stuff. It comes a day, though, that you got to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Folgers, send me a check. You got to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning, and you have to turn over a new leaf, and you got to change your life. You have to stop being poor, dumb, and ignorant. It is absolutely disgusting, especially when you have younger men looking up to you. When I was a dummy, I was 15 years old to 21 years old. At 21 years old, I don't have a younger brother. I have a younger sister. I had no younger men looking up to me at 21 years old. That's when I started to change my life at 21 years old. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. I know if I could do it, because I know I had way more women than Sherrone, because I could just look at them and tell. And see, that's the problem. And that's why I did that video. If you missed that video from yesterday, and the title is Women Have a Hard Time with These Type of Men, that's Sherrone is who I was talking about. Sherrone is who I was talking about. And I have to talk on this stuff because it's deeper lessons. And I got a speaking engagement that I'm supposed to do in February that, because I'm being so real on this, I might not even be allowed to speak at the place no more, because it's for the Black Coaches Association. Because they might be like, Tony, you might step on too many toes. You might say something that offend all these black coaches in here because you just on the YouTube talk about Sherrone. And 90% of these men in here cheating on their wife. And that's our problem, and that's what we got to change. That is the foolishness we got to stop. You got to stop being a mental slave. You now then got the buck broke, and now you breaking your own self. Now you bent over, Vaselined up, and being a dummy as a grown man over a little bit of Cuda, little bit of that guava, and here you is losing your rabbit mind. This makes absolutely no sense in the world. This is completely 1000% disgusting. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about me. I am not Swole Buddy, who was on here doing all this talk, bumping his gums, and was cheating on his wife. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right here. Before I get into an affair, I probably skydive. Like all that foolishness, all that got to be left in your 20s. All that got to be left in your 20s. I probably skydive. Listen, before I get in an affair, I'll drink one of these full of whiskey and pass out. If I had to drink me one of these of whiskey every day and hurt myself to not cheat on my wife and my kid, that's what I do. If I got to go to the casino and gamble, man, I go gamble. Like, I would find something to do. You need another vice than to be cheating. Because see, cheating risks your life. It risks your future. It risks your health. They saying that the young lady might have been pregnant. He might have paid for, her to get that right there took care of. You never know. Because I bet I could look at his gums and tell that he probably might have wanted her on that desk in that office. Lock that door. May like they end up having a meeting and wanted her on that desk in that office. And if you trying to do something spontaneous like that, you ain't protecting yourself. So she could have got pregnant. And then this thing, she in here, it's about her job. This in here about her job. So now she thinking about her job. So this how she gonna get off the hook. Because although she grown, let's say whoever he dealing with, although she grown, it's a power dynamic. So now he gets accused of abusing his power and putting himself in Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Russell Simmons' position of using his power to where if you don't do what I want you to do, you will be fired. So she could ride that till the cows come home, and she know that whoever it was that he had this, her or him, that he had this inappropriate relationship with, they could say, I feared for my job. Now that make the story even worse on him. And he can't say that that's not true. Because look what Cassie was able to do. And we seen the text messages of Cassie telling Diddy, I want another freak off. She telling him, I want you, daddy. I want another freak off. I love you. Give me another freak off. And she still, after saying everything she said, she was able to be under that, the victim narrative of the power dynamics, which is a valid thing in a lot of cases, to where she felt like, hey, I'm trapped. I can't go nowhere. I've watched this man take people's life. I've watched this man try to take people's life. And the thing about it is, if P. Diddy had Biggie killed, if he had Tupac killed, he probably went to feeling invincible. So if he felt invincible, one thing that these people do, these power dynamics, they flex their power in front of their victim. They will flex their power in front of them so that that person is even more scared and intimidated. And so now, and here's the other thing, if the young lady is, or young man, if it's the white young lady, listen, you could interracial marry. You could marry interracially. We're not been, listen here, Sherrone. We're not about to let you interracial marry and interracial cheat. You're getting too big for your britches, boy. And you better be glad this is the old days. You think you're fixing to have two of our women? Are you kidding me, boy? You know what my great-great-great-great-grandfather used to do to your great-great-great-grandfather booty hole when he wanted to break the buck? And you want to come in here and you want to mess with this $1 billion infrastructure? And you want to get up here as a raggedy coon, and you want to, and see, this the thing how the feelings be. And I say the part that people can't say, but racism still very live and existing, because I'm 41 and my white football coach checked me in college as a 41-year-old. I'm not 71. I'm not 81. I am 41. And my white football coach checked me in college because two white girls came up to me, and one put their arm in this arm and one put their arm in this arm. They did that on their own. I did not know who they was. To this day, I still can't remember. I did not know these women. I was on the football team. I was walking up to the Kappa somebody's house, a white fraternity, who had all my teammates was on the fraternity, and they had the Confederate flags on the wall. So that kind of fraternity, Kappa Alpha, somebody, Muma Gator. And I'm walking into the frat house. That's where the parties was, because it was right on the campus, basically. Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, they had a party. I'm walking into the house. One white girl came and grabbed this arm. Another white girl came and grabbed this arm. The next day at practice, my coach, who was a part of that fraternity, said to me, Tony, why do you mess with our women? I'm 41. This was 2002, 2003, 2004. This up in that time. So this the new millennium. And this man checked me about these white young ladies coming up and grab my arm. And he told me, why you mess with our women? I said, Coach, I don't mess with y'all women. Y'all women mess with me. And I kept walking. And then guess what? When I got into a little bit of confrontation, my other white coach, who was an Italian, kicked me off the team. He kicked me off the team because I was injured and I didn't want to use the crutches, and the athletic trainer yelled at me from across the field, and I felt disrespected because I wasn't using the crutches. And he said, if you don't want them, bring them to me. And I threw them on the ground. And then he said, pick them up and bring them to me. And I picked them up and I walked them over there and I threw them on the ground in front of him. And the coach kicked me off the team. But that was after already me getting reprimanded about the white females. And so this is what you got to realize. If Michigan State coach got fired over a white woman, now Michigan coach getting fired over a white woman, and he got a white wife. They don't care about that. But his white wife looked like she 30% black from the picture I seen. It might be other pictures where she looked all white. But you could tell she is into black men because she don't have the traditional white girl look. And this is the thing what a lot of men don't understand. You got to know your level, and you got to understand your demons. So here is the thing, and this is what get men. And to the men, listen to me when I'm telling you this. This is what gets us. When you get to a level that you've never been before, you will be tried by a woman that you've never been able to have. And it's at that moment that is your crossroad. That is your test of your life. And that's when you have to pass that test. And I see it happen every single day. When a man gets to a pinnacle, a place that he has dreamt of his whole life, he is deceived and he is seduced by a woman he could have never gotten before. So the white women that like Sherrone look like his wife. The white women who look like Paige, his assistant, do not like Sherrone unless Sherrone is a millionaire. So you also have to understand looks compatibility. You have to understand your level. You got to know where you are and where you stand. And your history and your biography will tell you that. See, the problem with men is men get money and automatically think that they cuter. Jay-Z said he never heard of nothing of an ugly billionaire. No, you're still ugly. You're still ugly. And the women who sleeping with you think that you're ugly. Even though you are a millionaire, even though you are a billionaire, if you were ugly before you had money, women think you are ugly with money. But now, because you have money, they will sleep with you. And men get money and all of a sudden forget that they're ugly. Even if you are good looking, you have to tell yourself that you're ugly. I am not a woman, so I don't know how I look. But every day I wake up, I say, you're ugly. And I walk around ugly because guess what? Looks don't benefit me. So I don't need that kind of confidence. What I tell myself is you a genius, you a billionaire. I don't tell myself you're handsome. I don't tell myself you're good looking. That don't serve me. That don't benefit me. I want to know that I'm a genius. I want to know that I'm gifted. I want to know that I'm capable. I want to know that I could be a billionaire. That's what I tell myself. But when I look in the mirror, you're ugly. Because I don't want to walk into this world and be deceived. And because this gorgeous woman is batting her eyes at me and she flirting with me, the way I get sucked in and get seduced by this woman, and then I lose it all. Y'all have to wake up, man. You got to use common sense. It is time out for grown men to be grown, stinking, musky, ugly, and dumb. If you already ugly, don't be ugly and dumb. You're already gummy, or you already ain't got no hairline. You're already out of shape. Don't be all that and dumb. It's like, get it together. At least if you're going to have anything going for you, have some common sense going for you. You know you got a dad bod. You know your hairline struggling. You know your teeth struggling. You know your nose struggling. You know your skin struggling. It's like, you see how your toes look. If you got all that going against you, at least have common sense. At least have your mind. Like this thing, like, listen, I'm fed up. And then see, this the problem too. I got a call in 38 minutes. This the problem too. I'm finna preach for these 38 minutes because I'm fed up. Because this the problem. When it come down to talking to men and it's time to have a real conversation, oh, you talk too tough to the men. Like, why would men want to listen to you when all you do is just belittle? It's like, how you think a coach talk to the players? How you think a father talk to the son? So it's like, why when you want to be dumb, you want somebody to hold your dangling and coddle you? Now you want baby oil with Diddy. Now you want a bike rub when it's time to hear the truth. Now you want to be coddled. Now all of a sudden you want to be, well, you know, brother, you know, Jesus loves you, you know, and you know, you just got to keep loving yourself, bro. You know, it's just like Jesus died on the cross for you, bro. And like, his love is just ever consuming and ever loving. Like, bro, you know, you've done things that are, you know, you've done things that are just unfortunate, man. But you got to forgive yourself, bro. Like, you know, you might get up from here today, bro, and you might cheat on your wife 1,000 more times. But, you know, Jesus died on the cross for you. You know, and he loves you. And that's how y'all want to be taught to. No! What? Shut up! What? Get your stupid behind up, boy! Your grown, musky, dumb behind. Get your butt up. How in the world you fumbling millions over some coochie? What? That girl don't even look good, boy. It's like, at least if you finna cheat, she better be the best looking thing in the world. It's like, this is mind-boggling to me. How y'all be doing that? Y'all be cheating and fumbling a whole bag, and the woman look like Mr. Ed. It's like, what are you doing? I don't understand it. The woman looked like the thing off of Tales from the Crypt and just been drinking protein shakes. How? It's like, listen. If I fail, God forbid, but I want you to be able to look at that woman, whether you a male or a female, and be like, I would have did it too. Like, if it is less than that, you have failed. But even at that, it's still a failure now. Don't think I'm condoning it. But my point is, don't nobody look like that. Nobody looks like that. Because she either got fake boobs, fake booty, lip filler, something ain't real, something ain't natural. And then if she look that good, she ought to be off the market. So if she look that good for you to have an affair with, and she's available, something wrong. It's pretty women who's single, but not pretty enough to fumble $12 million. Not pretty enough to fumble $95 million. And see, that's what people get wrong. And see, this the thing. And see, this the thing right here. It's disgusting what is happening. And it's like, come on, man. Y'all got to be smarter than that. And see how the brother look. Not an ugly brother. The brother ain't ugly. But see, it's telltale. It's little telltale signs. And see, he grew into himself. See, this is wife. And see how she look. She might be black. His wife might be a light-skinned black woman. If she white, then that's why she with black men. But might be a light-skinned black woman, to be honest with you. But see how he smiling, see how he a little gummy. That right there is always a telltale sign. Because when you could see gums when somebody smile, them gums used to be outrageous when they was 12. Them gums was outrageous, and now he's a grown man. And see how he look though. This is bare essence right here. See all them gums? This is his bare essence, and this is why I try to tell you. And then see how she look. This right here. Now God bless her. I ain't gonna talk about her. But you see what I'm saying? It ain't. You ain't tripping. You ain't tripping and falling. You ain't walking into the pole looking at her. She not ugly. None of God's children is ugly. So don't get me wrong. Everybody beautiful in the sight of the Lord. But you ain't rushing home. You ain't rushing home. And then look how he look. He looked like the Blind Side on Ozempic. And so it's like, this what you have to realize. And this is why I try to say, man, you got to beat yourself up. Like, not with Angela, but in that mirror, you got to tell yourself, man, I'm basic. Man, I'm regular. Like, ain't nothing special about me. That's why the Bible say be lowly at heart. Because you go to feeling yourself. And wife is not unattractive. But he's successful. I think he played college football. So if this was him, because they say former player, if this was him, this explains it all. Talking to the unheralded but impressive playing career of Michigan coach Sherrone Moore. You see this? This is how it happened. Do y'all see what I be trying to tell y'all? Nah. This what I be trying to tell y'all. This is what I be trying to tell y'all. Now let me show you the other page. Let me show you the other page. And now y'all gonna know, all right, Tony know what he be talking about. Didn't I tell you about the late bloomers? This is how he used to be built. Like a refrigerator. So when you used to be built like Frigidaire, and then you become a slimmer head coach, you lose your mind. So lost his mind. And look, was a big boy in high school. See how it's no muscle definition? So you take high school, no muscle definition, not a muscle in sight. Gums, full of gums. Look, no knee definition, no calf definition. So you take that right there. At Derby High School, guess what? The sisters don't want you. 6'5" by his senior year. 6'5", 280 pounds now. Like his NFL wide receiver 6'5", 180. He 100 pounds heavier. 100 pounds heavier now. So that right there, the sisters, you a big baddie, you a big teddy bear. So the sisters not paying you no attention. And then the white woman who is not liked by the white men. That's why I try to tell y'all about looks compatibility. So your average white guy, he want blonde hair, blue eyes, long, flowy hair. He want a set of breasts. He want thin lips, little bit of plump maybe. He want little bit of booty, just a little tiny smidge of booty. He don't want no big ham cakes back there. He don't like all the jiggle because he thinking about all of that and what he got and what she got. He don't want no big gargantuous booty. He want a little smidge, just that much booty, just a little dollop, and then he want gorgeous in the face. When you're a white woman and you regular faced it, you become a trophy to a white man, to a black man. You become a trophy to a black man who is overlooked by black women. And see, people don't see this. Why I study this. I study the psychology of it and how this stuff happens. So look at Buddy. We're eating everything in sight. I mean, you couldn't leave nothing around. Bro, you the drum machine. My goodness, bro. Man, I went to use the bathroom. Man, what the world, Sherrone? What all my water on? Everything in sight. So now you take that right there, in this body right here, unless a woman know about the NFL, and he was at Oklahoma Sooners. So I got a homeboy played at Oklahoma. He might be younger than him though. Yeah, he way younger than him. He at Oklahoma Sooners. So unless somebody know about the NFL, and I don't know if he went to the NFL, but unless somebody know about that, guess what? They finna be like, man, I talk to black women every day, all day. And now look how he look. This way he lost his mind. He went from what we seen to this. Lost his ever loving mind. I mean, boy, he think he's zaddy. Boy, he think he just, whoa. Boy, he feeling so good. He can't feel himself. So he looking at his wife like, oh, you wanted the old me. You wanted the just after playing me. Or the playing me. Nah, Paige Shiver, she want me. Did not elevate it. So he thought he outgrew his wife. Thought he outgrew his wife. And I'm gonna tell you something. It could have been his wife. It could have been his wife who tipped off the athletic department and say, man, we got enough savings, and I'm finna get all of that. Athletic department, here go the pictures and the text. It could have been his wife. Everybody wife ain't finna ride with you. It could have been his wife tipped them right off, because they say they had evidence, irrefutable evidence. So who else got that evidence than his wife? Or the girl herself? That's the only one with the irrefutable evidence. Nobody else. The girl, homegirl, not finna tell, because she down to STK and Prime eating steak with her homegirl. So the homegirl ain't finna tell on her. So who finna tell on? Who finna tell with the irrefutable evidence? That probably was the wife tipped that off. Cause the wife knows she finna get severance. She finna get alimony. She finna get spousal, cause he done touched millions. So you still got millions. It's still millions sitting around. Cause you could tell he ain't no big spender. Used to be a big eater. You could tell he ain't no big spender though. And obviously don't got a gambling problem, because he probably wouldn't be in this cheating scandal if he had a gambling problem, because that would have been his vice right there. So see, this a thing, fellas, this thing what I want men to understand. Like, you got to prepare mentally. You got to prepare emotionally. Like, you got to take care of your mental health. And you got to craft your life, and you got to realize what you need to do, and you got to tap into your purpose. So I like, for example, like, it's a lot of beautiful women out here. You know, the most I could do is follow your bike if you're my client, or you're an influencer and I coach influencers. That's the most I could do. You know, it's a lot of beautiful women out here, and it's like, yeah, but you got to really process that thing, and you got to think about it as a man, and you got to really ask yourself, like, okay, if I go to deal with this woman, what am I going to get? Like, what I'm finna get from this? Like 5 minutes of pleasure, and you finna ruin your whole life? Like, you finna risk your whole life. This man just fumbled $12 million. And rightfully so, they wanted to fire him. So yes, they probably could have covered it up. Yes, they probably could have talked to him. And rightfully so, they wanted to fire him, because, I mean, think about it. They taking and they looking and they saying, hey, you know, you losing, or you done got you some losses, or you done been suspended already. You know, it ain't going to the world's greatest. Like, we giving you a black man a chance after Harbaugh. Now, you coming out, you following Jim Harbaugh, or whatever Harbaugh it was. That's a tough act to follow. So we trying to elevate. Like, we giving you a chance, and yes, we done cashed that little DEI check that we got from the state of Michigan for hiring a black man. That check is gone. So now you ain't getting us to no college playoff championship, and you sleeping with our white women around campus. We know that you can't marry this jump off that you sleeping with. So you eventually going to fire her when you get tired of her box. And then you're going to get you another white woman. And then you're going to keep on going down this white woman alley until you end up with a devil in here. and we're facing $100 million lawsuit like P. Diddy and Tyler Perry over you, because you want to come in here and you want to be Tyler Perry grabbing buns, and you want to be P. Diddy having freak offs, and you're going to get us sued for $200 million one day for us putting this young lady in a involuntary work environment. Sherrone, you got to go. And so just like that, that's why they let them go. So it wasn't all about they just wanting to fire them and all that, but they looked at this, the risk not worth the reward. You're not that good. You're not good enough. You was an offensive lineman or whatever he was, looked like an offensive lineman. You're not that good. We're not finna take this risk on you. It's not worth it. And you got a snow bunny affection. Forgive me, white woman affection. They don't use that term. That's what I kept seeing online. And so it's like, why would you do that? Now, maybe if he treated with a black woman that looked like she from the movie The Help, they might have swept that under the rug. They were like, oh, well, at least you're dealing with your own. Well, I'm going to tell you, you know, can you go talk to Estular and Sojourner and just make sure everything's on the up and up with this, Sherrone? Like, do you think Sojourner's going to come out and tell about this? Or can you go talk to her and just see if he had dealt with his own kind? They might have swept it under the rug. And so a lot of people don't want to address the elephant in the room. You got to realize the people who sign your check, they from a different time. They parents from a different time. Like, you're not finna be out here playing in their face and just dibbling and dabbling. Like, you're not finna be a black man with all this type of carte blanche. Like, that's not how that works. Like, you finna get, you done with. You done with. Nobody finna play with you. Like, they not finna let you be out here sleeping with they white women. And you just think you think you untouchable? Tony Montana? Absolutely not. You finna get fired with a capital F immediately, point blank period. Like, y'all got to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Like, it is time out. Like, and I don't care what level you are on in your life, you should not be cheating on your woman. A part of being a man is having discipline. You got to have discipline. You got to know how to sacrifice. You got to know how to be a real man. You have to be able to die out to yourself. And you got to be able to do the right thing. And it's like, listen, every man going to have a vice. Every man going to have a vice. Last night, had me little 2 ounces. Had my little 2 ounces of old fashioned. Woo! Give a little, woo! Give a little, ooh. Everybody have a little vice. Like, you every now and then, you going, all right, you might want to play your video game. You might want to place you a little bet. You might want to smoke you a little cigar. You might want to, like, okay, ain't nobody going to be perfect. But you got to look at the risk versus the reward. And you got to look at who are you hurting. So it's kind of like, okay, let's say you drink alcohol. If you drinking three bottles of wine a night now, and you got a wife and kids, now you finna kill yourself. So now you also hurting them. But if it's something to where, boom, I'm finna play $5. I'm finna bet $5 on this here little betting out. All right, you ain't hurt nobody. Now you get up to 50,000 and you ain't got it. All right, now you hurting your family. So you got to look at what you doing, and you got to understand moderation. And there is no such thing as moderately cheating. There's no such thing. Like, you can moderately gamble probably. You can moderately drink probably. You could moderately smoke probably. You could moderately video game probably. You could moderately travel. But you cannot moderately have an affair. It's no part of an affair other than just having a conversation with a woman, that it does not go past that. It's a dead end. It's a dead end. And I remember telling the head coach, I say, hey, you got to be careful. You got to be careful about your assistant. It's a black coach. with a white assistant, and I seen him hug her. And he hugged her, 2-arm side hug, but lift her up off the ground. Coach, that hug too hard. Coach, you doing the most. You married. I think she married. You doing the most. You shouldn't hug a woman hard enough to where you lifting her off the ground. Tuck your thing. Tuck your thing. Duct tape it to your thigh. You got to do better. Had to tell a head coach that. Division I head coach. I had to tell him, like, listen, you're doing too much, because when you do that right there, now she knows she got you. She knows that's an inappropriate workplace hug. It ain't about, oh, we so close. Oh, I love her. She's great. She's like my sister. No, ain't none of that flying. Calm down. Calm your butt down. Ain't none of that flying. Now she know if you ever want to upgrade her, and I told the coach, I say, and she not good at her job. She not good at her job. I say she dropped the ball on my check for months. She ain't answering texts. She ain't answering emails. She don't do nothing till I put you in the group chat. She not good at her job. But because you a black man and she's a white woman and you attracted to her and you flirting with her, she know she got carte blanche. She know she ain't got to do her job, because she know the moment you wink at thinking about replacing her or firing her, you through. Because she able to say inappropriate workplace behavior, volatile workplace environment, harassment, and it ain't nothing you could do. Ain't nothing you could do, because can't nobody tell her how she feel. And if she willing to show a suggestive text, which I'm sure it's one in there, even if it was autocorrect, it got screenshot. That autocorrect was screenshot and it's going in the lawsuit. You through. See, you got to understand, when you work for somebody and somebody sign your check, you got to move very strategic. You got to move very careful. It got to be hands off. I remember one time a lady told me, she was like, Tony, you got to work on being nicer to women. I'm like, I'm married. Like, I ain't got to be nice to y'all heifers. It's like, can I help you? Is there anything you need? Like, I'm married. Like, well, I'm not finna be, because you used to bootlickers. You used to these men coming around here trying to slurp you up. I'm married. I done had all of it, man. I done been out there. Like, I'm not out here trying to flirt and all that. No, I ain't trying to do all that. And I ain't got nobody who signed my check. I signed my own check. And the world we live in, it's a different kind of world. Like, Chris Brown could bounce back. Devon Franklin could bounce back. Swole Buddy could bounce back. Like, Swole Buddy still, who cheated on his wife as a relationship coach, he still got millions of followers. It's like, he still making millions of dollars. It's like, I could bounce back. Because I see him doing it. And I'm still not finna cheat. I'm still not finna cheat just because of personal integrity. It's like, come on now. Like, we live in a very sadistic, sad world. So will Buddy work again? Probably, absolutely, probably will. Just like Ime Udoka. It's like, Ime Udoka not that good of a coach. It's like, okay, we find other coaches. But you see he bite working. Boston Celtics fired him. Houston Rockets hired him. My other guy, who he's a white guy, not American, but he got fired. Inappropriate workplace, cheated on his wife. Another club hired him, just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. They gave him another chance because they looked at him, and this is the thing: the people who hire and fire, when he went to talk to them, they was like, "Yeah, man, you just got to be smarter, man. You know, I cheat on Kelly, you know, I'm on the road, I'm cheating on Kelly, but it's like, man, you just got to be careful with that, man. You can't, like, okay, I get it. You want to cheat? Like, you can't do it with someone you work with, bud. Like, come on, man. Like, you know how we do when we're on the road, man. We get on the app and we can hire Bumblebee XXX, man. Man, we have her doing something strange for a piece of change, bud. Like, come on, man. You got to think about this, man. Don't mess up your whole future. So I'm going to give you a chance, man. But listen, if you try to, put hard pecker on Lisa Jane Sue, I got to let you go. And so guess what? They get hired again. Now, as a black man, I don't know if the Michigan State coach has been rehired. I don't know if he's been rehired. And Mel Tucker. So I don't know what Mel Tucker got going on. And when you look at how Mel Tucker looked, and it's like, come on, man. You got to understand what's going on, man. So it looked like teams coached when Mel Tucker got fired. And here go a guy right here. Old white brother. This is a legendary crash out. Even Mel Tucker didn't go out like this. He talking about the Michigan coach, Sherrone Moore. Because it's like, not only did Sherrone get fired. And see, that's what let me know that further exacerbates the situation for me and lets me know that you don't have, and then Mel Tucker is not still married. His wife, Jo Ellen Tucker, filed for divorce in April 2024, accusing him of moving marital funds, and they are currently separated as divorce proceedings continue, with court filings revealing disputes over assets. So he knew she was about to get up out of there. She accused Mel of withdrawing over $1.5 million from joint accounts to pay legal fees and moving money she couldn't access. He had to pay them legal fees, mutual restraining order. This Mel Tucker left $95 million. And I just followed the lady back who got him fired, Brenda Tracy, because she might need coaching one day. And I don't think she'll try me, because she's been following me for years and ain't tried me. So I don't think she'll try me, because these women know, man, you gonna try me, you finna get your feelings hurt. You finna get your feelings hurt. Like, I'm finna have you feeling stupid. You finna be, and I'm gonna tell, and see me, that's why I run my mouth so much, and that's why I'm so transparent. Because if a beautiful, gorgeous woman come and she go to tempting me, I'm finna be right on the YouTube video, y'all. Woo, let me tell you about this thing here. Woo, this thing look good. Woo. And she finna be right over here and see the video and be like, oh, geez, he's talking about me. Jeez, he knows what I'm up to. But I'm gonna tell y'all something that I have found. If you don't want to cheat, you can't cheat. Like, there are no women who try me. And I know. Now, I know I'm ugly, but I know that I look better than Mel Tucker. I don't know if I look better than Sherrone, but he is gummy. And he did used to be a big boy. So I might look better than Sherrone. And they cheated. So the fact that I don't want to cheat, I can't cheat. Because there are no women who try me. I have been tried by women like directly, but the women I get tried by directly, I can't even explain what they look like. It'd be so bad. Like, I don't even have a word for it. Like, oh, I'd be like, it make me depressed. I get depressed. They be so unattractive. I be like, oh my God. I'm like, Lord, is this a joke? Like, is this, like, I'm not understanding. Like, but the thing about it, it let me know that they done got somebody before with they ugly self. They done got somebody before, like, because a lot of men ain't got no standards. They be like, oh, if you gonna do this, you gonna do that. Oh, come on, I'll let your little ugly butt do it. But Me, I got standards. If I'm gonna think about cheese, you gotta look like God just dropped you yesterday. He just dropped you out of heaven. Like you thought about sin and got kicked out of heaven like Satan did, like Lucifer did, and you Luciferia, and it's just gorgeous for me to even have a thought, and then I'm going to the Lord. I'm going right to the Lord. Lord, why you kick the thing out of heaven now? Thing look like that, my goodness, Lord. And so just like that right there, and this is what I try to tell, and I'm gonna tell y'all another secret because I got to go in 8 minutes. I'm gonna tell y'all another secret. It's not true that women love a man with a ring on. I got 2 of them on, so that means they should love me double. That's not true, because I don't get hit on at all. Not even out in public where people don't know who I am and what I do. I might be trying to show the ring. Hey, ring. I thought y'all like men with a ring. The women be. And that's why I try to tell men, like, man, that narrative is from the red pill. And it is a lie from the pit of hell. Like women are not naturally prone to cheat. Women are not naturally prone to just go try to be with a married man. If a married man want to be with the woman, it's a lot of women that'll do it. It's a lot of women that'll do it. I say 50 to 90% that will do it because she desperate for love and she thinking that the man marriage is bad and that he's gonna leave his wife for her. So if a man pursue a woman, it's not a lot of women who can truly turn him down if she's attracted to him. It's not a lot of women that'll truly turn him down and go on by her business, especially forever. She might turn him down initially, maybe a second time, maybe a third time, but eventually he could break her down. With majority of women, 50 to 90%. That's one thing. I see women of all looks, all races, all shapes, colors that are the other woman. I've seen that of all levels. But it's the woman, it's the man pursuing the woman. When the woman pursues, that's my alarm from a call, got a business call. When I'm trying to set a live streaming for the January 24th live event. When the woman pursues the man, it's one or two things. She look terrible or she a Jezebel. That's it. She look terrible or she a Jezebel. And the look terrible could have Jezebel spirit too. That's it. The in between that, the women don't pursue men. They just don't do it. You just don't do it. At the most, the man might get some pictures liked on his Instagram, might get some stories liked, something like that. And that's her pursuing. But when a woman shoot her shot, she look terrible or she a Jezebel. Point blank period. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There's no such thing as a woman who is classy who shoot her shot. It's not. I coached a woman yesterday from another country. Beautiful lady. She followed me on Instagram. Never wrote me before. I was in her country living with my son. She never wrote me why. She told me yesterday on the coaching call, I remember when you was here with your son. And she was like, I was watching your videos then when you was here with your son. Never wrote me. Never wrote me, hey, Tony, you're in England. Would love to meet up. Would love to have an in-person coaching session. Never did that. And when I seen her page, because we talking about love and relationships, I seen why. Because she was pretty. So that means she don't have to chase a man, and definitely not a married man. So that's the reality of it. So when you hear these men talking about, man, she was chasing me, man, she was chasing, man, she was chasing. Not if you ain't want to get caught. Not if you ain't want to get caught. You the tripped and laid down. Oh, you caught me. Oh man, how did you catch me? Yeah, she not chasing you. You don't want to get caught. As soon as if a woman do try to hit on you, if you hit her with that stiff arm, she giving up. She giving up. She gonna realize like, no, he married. He's nice, friendly person, but he's married. He ain't trying to swap me up with a biscuit. And so that's what you got to realize. Just like Mel Tucker at Michigan State wanted to get caught. He wanted to get in trouble. Just like Sherrone Moore, he wanted to get caught. He wanted to get in trouble. Just like M.A. Udoka wanted to get caught. It's sad, man. Got to do better. Got to do better. I got to go. Y'all got to, you know, pray for these folks out here. And it's sad that this brother get to the highest level, greatest job in the land, and fumble it over a 20-something-year-old who barely cute, who don't even need his money. Her daddy is executive in the league. So what he thought that he was safe because he say her dad is an executive in the NFL. If I'm putting meat leg on her, if I lose this job, she could get me hired in the NFL because I got that meat leg on her. And she never going to tell because it'll be embarrassing to her and her family because her dad is an executive in the NFL. So he thought that insulated him and that made him safe. Somebody say they don't think that his wife gonna leave. Well, Mel Tucker wife left. So Mel Tucker wife left. So it's like, hey, I don't see what his ex-wife, I put his ex-wife, all they showing is the woman he cheated with. My goodness. Hey, God bless y'all. Keep your head up. We'll talk soon. All the important links in the description. God bless you.